So, should I turn around and close my eyes?
Depends. Did you do it?
You're really asking if I killed your son?
Are you really asking if I'd kill my brother?
There's so much darkness in this world, and there's so much animosity and violence and hatred, and Tyrion and Jaime's relationship is actually something kind of sweet, you know, and Jaime has always defended his little brother when no one else would, and Jaime's the only one who has given him a chance, and so Tyrion has always clung to that. He really needs his brother, and you know, it's hard for Jaime to go see him there because Jaime knows that things really don't look good for Tyrion.
The scene is sort of heartbreaking because from Tyrion's point of view, he starts to see that Jaime, in spite of everything, and you know, what we know, and he doesn't, in spite of the way that Cersei's been treating him and what's been going on between them, Jaime is still observing some sense of decorum and propriety and doing what's expected of him as a member of the Kingsguard by not just freeing his brother off the bat. But that would mean everyone would know he did it. It would mean giving up everything. It would mean giving up Cersei.
You know, Jaime doesn't like these situations where he's not able to sway things to his satisfaction, and he finds himself more and more impotent, you know, in terms of he's not able to fight because he's lost his right hand. He's not able to protect his brother in the way he once did. He's not able to be with his sister in the way he once was because she keeps rejecting him. And this is really hard for him.
And for Tyrion, I think it's a very sad scene in many ways. This is the person that he loves more than anyone in the world, his only real friend in the world, and he sees that his brother either can't or won't take a drastic action on his behalf. So he sort of leaves the scene right where he started it, in a jail cell, awaiting a show trial.
The poison. I don't understand. The Lannisters gave you wealth, power. Joffrey made you the Lord of Harrenhal.
A man with no motive is a man no one suspects.
I think Littlefinger kind of revels in telling people how he sees the world, and you know, schooling Sansa, I think that's been important for him since the first time he met her, and he's been a bit obsessed with her from the get-go, you know, in large part because she's the daughter of the woman he loved since he was a child. The way he sees it, he's, you know, has a chance to at least be close in some way. We're not quite sure what way he wants to be close yet with Sansa. And part of, you know, Littlefinger's version of intimacy is educating this young naif from the provinces and the way the world really works.
I think the only time that Littlefinger, as in the past, has ever been honest with anyone is when that person has absolutely no power. And Sansa is completely under his power. So he tells her the truth in one way, and she, I think very impressively, calls him on his bullshit.
I don't believe you. If they catch you, they'll put your head on a spike, just like my father's. You'd risk that just to confuse them.
It doesn't make any sense. You don't get as far as Littlefinger's gotten if you take massive, drastic risks for no reason. And so Littlefinger peels that layer of kind of falsehood away and tells her something that's more true. Whether or not it's the real truth for him, it's hard to know. I mean, it's kind of uncertain whether or not there is anything underneath the lies except for better lies. But I think that what he tells Sansa definitely makes a lot more sense than his whole routine about shaking things up because he likes things to stay shaken up. He takes calculated, extreme risks, and he's smart enough and manipulative enough to make them pay off, or at least he has been so far.
I'd risk everything to get what I want.
And what do you want?
Everything.
The White Walkers are obviously this threat that's looming over the whole world of the show, whether or not anybody knows it. We know it. And we wanted to delve deeper into their world, but we wanted to do it in a sort of a specific way. I mean, having grown up as a kid watching some of the old monster movies, you realize that the most effective, mysterious, horrible things were the ones that remained mysterious, that the more you showed of something, the less mysterious and horrible and the more sort of mundane it started to seem. So we really wanted to just take people very deep into their world, but in a way that preserved the fundamental mystery of that world.
Part of it was something we were always curious about. You know, when the very first time we saw Craster leave a baby in season 2, you're wondering what the hell's that all about. You see the White Walker take it, you don't know what's going to happen. are the White Walkers going to eat the babies? Are they going to sacrifice them in some kind of ritual? What happens? We love the idea that there was one last baby Crester had fathered before he died. And it's a moment that's, while not in the books, is kind of suggested by the books, and a moment that we thought would be really fun to illustrate in a horrifying way. And it was actually pretty horrifying. I mean, it's the kind of thing that, the best, with all the effects, we have great prosthetics and great visual effects and everything else, but the best effect in this case is a real live baby that's, actually unhappy because it's not with his mom.
And the baby is really the point of view in the scene. I mean, the baby's the one we're worried about. He's the one that we care about, whose fate we care about. And so we all kind of centered around the idea of making it as disoriented and as claustrophobic as that baby's very limited point of view. And the revelation of what the Walkers are actually doing with the babies, we hope will come as a particularly nasty surprise to people.